Yo, Bob from BobspurTV here, doing my debrief as always for my boy Lily White Lane. And again, Rob from Lily White Lane is so kind for letting me come on to his channel on a weekly basis. Well, now a weekly basis to give a debrief on Spurs' performances and results, and it's getting worse by the week. It's getting worse by the week. I'm not going to go into the whole nitty gritty of tactics and substitutions, which were questionable to the least. Who would have thought that when we were chasing a goal, we bring Sissoko on? We're chasing a goal to win a must-win game. Again, I'm saying I'm not going to talk about it. I'm talking about it, but we're chasing a goal to win the game, a must-win game. We've got more to play. We've got more at stake in that game than Man United. And we bring on Sissoko. We bring on Sissoko and take Lo Celso off. Why make substitutions? Lo Celso, did he look tired? For me, it's personal opinion, he didn't look that tired to me. And Dembele looked nowhere near tired for me. And it's not like we've got a game in a couple of days as well. We've got a whole week's rest. As soon as them two went off, we got overrun in midfield. Overrun. We all know one thing that McTominay and Fred do have, who were great yesterday, by the way. Again, Spurs midfield making opposition midfield look Xavi and Iniesta-esque. To be fair, we did okay when those three were on the pitch, but as soon as they went off, that was it. One thing they've got is energy. McTominay for me is the most underrated midfielder in the Premier League, in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic. And Jose loves him as well. And Jose knows his strengths. So why give him a bit more space? I mean, his idea of putting Sissoko was to tighten up that midfield. We got overrun. There is a clip, and I don't know how many minutes in, but Sissoko literally lets an Aurier, lets Luke Shaw, just run by him. I'm gonna find that clip, and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram later. There's nothing there. Honestly, it's beyond words. It's beyond words, and I don't know where we go with Jose from now, because we've got the Toby thing. He didn't pick Toby because he's got a personal opinion about him. Personally, there's been a fallout. This isn't Jose's feeling towards Toby Football Club. This is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, Jose. Jose, you're there to manage my football team, the football team I've supported for over nearly 40 years, 35 years. Just because you don't like a player doesn't justify you not playing him. He's not injured. He didn't miss a COVID test like he lied about. Jose, where's our identity? We talk about Klopp and Pep. Oh, they were backed. They were backed. Of course they were backed. But I'll tell you what they had as well before they were backed. And before they were backed is Klopp. Klopp's Liverpool team, you had an identity. They had a way of playing. And players needed to fit into that identity. Pep's first season was awful. But we all could see what Pep wanted. In his identity, in his team, he managed to work out that fullbacks needed to change. We all know our centre backs need a change. We need an upgrade on our centre backs. But the midfielders, strikers, wingers, how do you sell it to someone? This is my identity. This is the way we've been playing. This is a set way of attacking and defending. We don't know what's coming. We don't know how we're going to play in the next game. Are we going to be low block, high press, attack out? Are we going to attack the flanks? I'm confused. Where's our identity? I wanted my Spurs back, Jose. You've taken it away. You're taking it away. You're taking my Spurs away from me. The players are crap. We all know that. Some players, my apologies, some players are crap, average at best. But you're one of the highest paid managers in the Premier League. You've been brought in to sort this out, to play a system where average players can fit into, and as a team, collectively, work better. You're hiding behind the fact you've got average players. Tottenham don't pay you for that. Tottenham don't pay you to hide, to lie, not to find an identity. That's not what you paid for, mate. One of your first words were, I've come in to build on what Poch's left and build on it and make it better. You're destroying it. You are destroying it. Now, look at all my streams. I've always said I'm Tottenham in. I'm not Jose in or Jose out. He's made it so hard for me to play devil's advocate. I can't keep on. The average players have been there all season. We know that. We can see they're average players. We don't need any sort of justification that they're average players because we can see it. But what irritates me when Jose's at fault, clearly at fault, when he's clearly messed up, he still sits there in press conferences, blows smoke up his own bum. Got to remember what age Robbie is. And lie. The board, yes, of course, the board is to blame. And I've always said that. When I see players performing rubbish, I'll call them out. When I see board performing rubbish, it's a thing. It's done. We can see how they've performed for the last 20 years. It's not even worth talking about it because it's a fact and they're not going anywhere. When I see a manager performing rubbish, I will call him out. And Jose's call-outs have been getting more and more prominent. And it's my opinion. I don't expect everyone to share the same opinion, agree or disagree. I don't. But one thing this platform does allow me to do is it allows me to share my opinion, and I'm sharing my opinion. Jose, I really want to play devil's advocate, man. Mate, you're. I don't know. You've got the worst winning percentage now in Premier League record. You're the worst, Jose. None of this. It's this. 10 defeats. 10 defeats in the season. We're better than 10 defeats in the season. Our players, as average as they are, we're better than 10 defeats. We're better than being 7th, 8th, possibly finish 9th or 10th in the season. We're better than that. Do your job. Manage. Bring out the best in these average players. Work a system where these average players can fit into. Because Harry Kane will do what he's been doing all season. Sonny will do what he's been doing all season. Pierre will give 110% all season, regardless of the manager. Lloris will continue to be a captain. The rest of the players, if they haven't got the, I don't know, motivation for playing at the Bears and all this, stop hiding behind it. Do your job. Find a way to make these players fit into a system where they can at least try and get a result. And the reason, and with all due respect, if a player isn't motivated, then that's partly down to the manager. Why isn't a manager who's on the highest salary, one of the highest salaries in the Premier League, not be able to motivate these players? You've got a CV that's second to none. Why can a manager with that behind me not motivate my average players? I'm talking about my other than mine, but my clubs, not even my club, but you know what I mean. This is my debrief. I've not spoken about the result. Not spoken about that fantastic one-touch pass that Kane laid off to Lucas. World class. And I hate to say this, but if we're not going to invest in the summer, I want Harry Kane to go. If we're not going to invest in the summer, Mr. Boardman, Levy, let Harry Kane go. I want Harry Kane to leave the club in the summer because He is too good for us. I am embarrassed to have a world-class striker playing at my club around average players and an average manager. Please pop onto my channel if you like. I'm normally positive. BobspurTV, like, subscribe, share. Let Lily White Lane know what you think about this video. If you want to pop over to my channel, please do so, and give me your opinions. I'd love to hear that. Yeah, Everton next. Come on, you Spurs.